Then we have next topic, object references. When we work with an object, we are using a reference to that object. On the other hand, when we are working with simple data types such as an integer, we are working with the actual value rather than a reference. When we create a new object using the new keyword, we store a reference to that object in a variable. For example, we create draw object, we refer it my draw, and we use new keyword to create an object. This code creates a new instance of draw. We gain access to this new object via myDraw variable. This variable holds reference to the object. We can create another variable to refer the same object, as like draw, myDraw1 or something else. We can change this name and equal new draw, and that means we can refer same object by changing this name. Position of an object. We use an interface to get access to an object's data and behavior. The object's data and behavior are contained with the object. So a client application can treat the object like a black box, accessible only through its interface. This is a key object-oriented concept called encapsulation. The idea is that any program that makes use of this object won't have direct access to the behaviors or data, but rather those programs must make use of other objects' interface. There are main parts of objects: implementation or behavior, member or instance variables, interface. First, we are going to talk implementation or behavior. The code inside of a method is called the implementation. Sometimes it is also called behavior, since it is this code that actually makes the object do useful work. Client applications can use our object even if we change the implementation, as long as we don't change the interface. As long as our method name and its parameter list and return data type remain unchanged, we can change the implementation as well we want. So method signification depend on method name, data types of parameters. Either parameters is based by val or by ref, return type of method. This example you can see method, this method name and data types of parameters and return type of method. This is a return type of method, and either parameters passed by val or reference value. Okay, let's move on. Next slide. It is important to keep in mind that encapsulation is a syntactic tool. It is allow our code to continue to run without change. However, it is not semantic, meaning that just because our code continue to run does mean it continues to do what we actually wanted to do. Member or instance variables. The third key part of an object is its data or state. Every instance of a class is absolutely identical in terms of its interface and its implementation. The only thing that can vary at all is the data contained with that particular object. Member variables are those declared so that they are available to all code with our class. Typically, member variables are private in scope, available only to the code in our class itself. We shouldn't confuse instance variable with properties. A property is a type of method that is geared around retrieving and setting values, while an instance variable is a variable within the class that may hold the value exposed by a property. Interface. The interface defined as a set of methods, properties, events and fields that are declared public in scope. Members of implemented interface can be declared in two manners. The first is known as implicit implementation. This simply means that each interface member required declared in the class using the same signature as in the interface. This is the manner that we shall use for the cat class. All members of an interface are publicly accessible. This behavior cannot be modified and must be replaced in the implementing class by explicit adding the public access modifier to all the declaration. To implement the interface members and to create a cat specific Poor method modifies the code of the class as follows. All members of an instance are publicly accessible. This behavior cannot be modified and must be repeated in the implementing class by explicit adding the public access modifier to all the declaration. This is the interface and these are the cat class. This is the cat class and you can see get method and set methods, and attack speed is integer type. Gets method returns attack speed and set method set the value. In here you can see public void attack method and public void poor method. Then public void attack method has condition. If this condition is true, it's print this one. If this condition is false, it print this line.